ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नो दिभिः सीदसादनं महागणपतये नमः। प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु वाग्देव्यै नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः विशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। शुभानि निराचष्टे तनोति शुभसन्ततिं स्मृतिमात्रेण यत्पुंसां ब्रह्मतन्मङ्गलं परम्। ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। नमः श्रीयतिराजाय विवेकानन्दसूरये सच्चित्सुखस्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे। यतोर्ननाभिः सृजते गृह्णते च यथा पृथिव्याम् ओषधयः सम्भवन्ति यथा सतः पुरुषात् केशलोमानि तथा अक्षरात् सम्भवति इह विश्वम्। अक्षरात् विश्वं सम्भवति। From Aksharam, this Srishti has manifested. This is the revelation of Upanishad Shastram. What is that Aksharam? It is already revealed as Adreshyam, Agrahyam, Agotram, Avarnam, Achakshushrotram, Apanipadam, Nityam, Vibhum, Sarvagatam, Susukshmam, Bhutayoni. In this definition, Aksharam is not revealed as Chetana Vastu. Aksharam was revealed as a formless entity which is not available for any transaction, not available for Jnanendriya Karmani, not available for Karmendriya Karmani, and which is not qualified to any karma. Neither it is available for our transaction, nor it can transact. Sarvagata Vastu cannot do any action. Nitya Vastu cannot do any action. Vibhuhu cannot do any action. But at the same time, it is revealed as the Karta of Srishti action, the doer of entire Srishti. So, those who consider inert matter as the source of the creation describe this description as a description of Pradhanam. Pradhanam as the source of this creation. In Sankhya language, in the philosophy of Sankhya, they describe that there is no need for a Chetana Vastu for the Srishti Karma. They describe all these words which have described Aksharam denotes to inert matter, Prakriti Tattvam, like modern scientists would describe that there is no need for a God for creating this Srishti. The Srishti has evolved. For that evolution, they prescribe so many theories, Big Bang theory. At the point of singularity, a Big Bang happened, then the Srishti has manifested. And it is go on continuing till date, the Srishti is expanding. Like that, in our Sanatana Dharma also, there were certain group of people who accepted Veda Pramanam and at the same time who don't accept Ishvaraha, Chetana Tattvam as the cause of this creation. Who are they? Sankhya, Nyaya, Vaisheshika. These three philosophers prescribe that Pradhanam is the source of this creation. That Pradhanam is described in one way, in one philosophy. Paramanu is the name given by Nyaya and Vaisheshika philosophy. Then Sankhya philosopher gives the name Pradhanam. Purushaha is there, but that Purusha is good for nothing. All actions done by Pradhanam only. Therefore, they prescribe Pradhanam as the Srishti Karanam. This was refuted by all the Acharyas, including the Upanishad Shastram. Therefore, Upanishad Shastram reveals the same Aksharam as a Chetana Vastu. Eighth mantra.
तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म
तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म
तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म
तपसा चीयते ब्रह्म
ततोऽन्नमभिजायते
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 अन्नात् प्राणो मनः
अन्नात् प्राणो मनः
अन्नात् प्राणो मनः
अन्नात् प्राणो मनः
सत्यं लोकाकर्मसु चामृतम्
सत्यं लोकाः कर्मसु चामृतम्
सत्यं लोकाः कर्मसु चामृतम्
सत्यं लोकाः कर्मसु चामृतम्
Tapasa chiyate Brahma. Tapas is the indicative word to reveal Chetana Tattvam of Aksharam. So far, the Chetanatvam is not described in the description of the Aksharam. Here, Upanishad says, don't consider the Srishti Karanam is Achetanam, a lifeless entity, a thoughtless entity. So, here it reveals Tapasa Brahma Chiyate. One more word is added here. Upanishad Vakyam, every word has a meaning. So far it was mentioned Aksharam is the cause of Srishti. Now, new word is added Brahma. Brahma means what? The big. What is the meaning? The big. Because the bigness and smallness are always understood as properties. Big mosquito, small elephant. So it is a property, it is an adjective. But here it is used in the sense of the noun. Brahma tapasa chiyate. Brahma did tapas. So tapas can be done only by Chetana Vastu. What is the tapas here meant by Upanishad? Jnana tapaha. Yasya jnanamayam tapaha. Upanishad itself is going to quote afterwards. Yasya Jnanamayam tapaha. For whom Jnanam is tapas. So, tapasa Jnanena Utpatti Vidignataya Bhutayonihi Aksharam Brahma Chiyate. Bhagavan Shankara writes. So, he equates Bhutayonihi is equal to Aksharam is equal to Brahma. Tapas is equal to Jnanam. Tapasa means Jnanena. What type of knowledge? Utpatti Vidignataya. It thought of methodology of evolution. To think methodology of evolution, the thinker must know what is evolution, what are all the methodology. To know something, to have a knowledge, that entity must be Chetana Vastu. Understood? So this is the revelation of Upanishad Shastram, and this revelation is well established through logical thinking also. Always, Sanatana Dharma depends upon three things to establish something as a fact. In the subject matters of Alaukikam, that which is not available for sensory perceptions and mind, what is the Pramanam? Upanishad Shastram is the Pramanam. So, Pramanam, Shabda Pramanam is mentioned here, Tapasa Chiyate Brahma. Then second Pramanam is Anumana Pramanam. Then third one is Anubhava Pramanam. These Pramanams always applied to establish what is the fact. If we go to scanning, after giving the scanning report, last line will be there. Please corroborate with pathological finding. Every report will have a suggestion to corroborate through another type of finding. So similarly here, both Vyasacharya and Shankaracharya brings out the Anumana Pramanam to establish this fact which was revealed by Shastra Pramanam. 150 sutras, beginning from 5th sutra onwards, up to 155th sutra, Vyasacharya negates the Sankhya Tattvam, which prescribes inert matter as the source of creation. The 5th sutra of Brahma Sutra, Ikshate na Ashabdam. Ashabdam means this idea of Pradhanam as the source of creation is not approved by Shastram. Why you say Ashabdam? My idea is Ashabdam. Ikshate. Ikshanam means, Ikshana karma means visualization. Tapasa chiyate Brahma. So, visualization is possible only by a knowledgeable entity, and knowledge is possible only to a Chetana Vastu, a conscious entity. So, therefore, our Acharyas takes lot of pain to establish the need for Ishvara for this creation and for our spiritual life. That means we have to assume there were a period wherein Sanatana Dharma had internal Nastikas. What is the meaning of internal Nastika? Nastika is someone who doesn't accept Shastram as Pramanam. So there are certain group of people who accepted Shastram as Pramanam, but at the same time don't accept Ishvara as the Srishtikarta. What is the meaning of external Nastika? One who doesn't accept Shastra Pramanam at all, like Bauddha Madam, Jaina Madam, Charuvaka Madam. There are internal Nastikas who accepted Shastram, but at the same time don't accept Ishvara. In fact, out of 6 Darshanikas, only one Darshanika accepted Ishvara. Vedantin alone accepted Ishvara. Whatever now we have as a religion, as Sanatana Dharma, is the gift of interpretation of this Vyasacharya and our Shankaracharya. Otherwise, there is no religion at all. And there is no God at all. Nyaya Vaisheshika don't accept Ishvara. Sankhya doesn't accept Ishvara. Purva Mimamsaka doesn't accept Ishvara. He accepts Devata. But he doesn't accept Ishvara. Then Yoga philosopher also doesn't accept Ishvara as revealed by the Vedanta. He says one of the Jiva gets that Ishvaratvam by his tapas. Like our Brahmaji concept. Chaturmukha Brahma got that Chaturmukha Brahma status by tapas. So their concept of Ishvara is totally against the Vedantic revelation. So therefore, Bhagavan Shankaracharya takes lot of pain to establish Ishvara. And the same Bhagavan Shankaracharya refutes Ishvara as Mithya. This is the fun. He takes lot of pain and writes pages after pages to establish Ishvara as the Jagat Karanam. And same Shankaracharya refutes Ishvara as Mithya. Why you know? Jagat is Mithya, therefore Jagat Karanatvam also is Mithya. The child is a dream child, therefore the fatherhood of dream child also Mithya only. Na? If the dream child is Mithya, the fatherhood of dream child will be Mithya only. So from one standpoint he establishes Ishvara, from another standpoint he refutes Ishvara. This is the confusion which cannot be reconciled by people who take book from the shop and read. And there were a lot of Western scholars, when they approached this Shankara Bhashyam, they found, because they know only Sanskrit language, somehow they managed to learn the Sanskrit language. So they found Bhashyam for one sutra vehemently argues there is an Ishvara. The next sutra vehemently argues Ishvara is Mithya. He never say Ishvara is not there, but he says Ishvara is Mithya. Ishvara is Mithya means what? As good as not there. Na? So they have declared Shankara is a self-contradictory fellow. He himself not sure whether Ishvara is there or not. Therefore, in one portion he writes like that, in another portion he writes like that. My Acharya Swamiji, while taking this portion of class, used to say, it is like a person who doesn't know how to wear Upavitam. Upavitam, you know, sacred thread. So he want to know how to wear that sacred thread. So he was advised to go to a river bank and observe how the Brahmins, Kshatriyas and others are wearing this Upavitam, sacred thread. He went there and started observing. These people who are wearing this sacred thread, they were taking bath, and in between, they are changing the side of the sacred thread. From left to right for some moment, from right to left some other moment, from center, like mala they were wearing. Then the observer decided, oh, these fellows are themselves confused. What happened? That day is Amavasya. Amavasya Tarpana was given by these people who are taking bath. So while telling some mantra, they have to wear the sacred thread from left to right. While telling some other mantra, they have to wear the sacred thread from right to left. For some other mantra, center. So that was going on there. The observer has given judgment is, what judgment? These fellows are themselves confused. Like that, the Western scholars have given judgment about Shankara, that Shankara is confused. But we should know the grandness of this Bhashyam. Here, Bhagavan Shankaracharya's description of Jagat is very important. What is the product? First you should observe what is the product. Then you can infer the producer. But Shankaracharya never dependent on this Anuman, this inference, for establishing Ishvara. Because Ishvara is already revealed by Shastra Pramana. To explain that Shastra Pramanam, he uses this Anumana Pramanam. What is the Shastra's revelation? Brahma Chetana Tattvam. So how to establish that? Through logic, through reasoning. So he says, you just observe the product. In second sutra of Brahma Sutram, Janmadhyasya Yataha. In that context, he beautifully writes about the Srishti, Nama Rupabhyam Vyakrutasya, Aneka Kartru Bhoktru Sanyuktasya, Prati Niyata Desha Kala Nimitta Kriya Phala Ashrayasya, Manasapi Achintya Rachana Rupasya, Idam Jagataha Ishvaraha Karta. So he describes the Srishti, the product. Srishti is product, it is already established, it is a product. How it was established? I hope you remember. Product is something which is an assemblage, intelligently put together for a particular purpose, functioning through certain rules and regulations. So any creation, any product, intelligently put together for a purpose and functioning with particular law cannot be an accidental one, cannot be natural one also. What is the meaning of natural one? Diamond is a natural one. So it is available naturally. No human being is involved in production of diamond. Correct? What about mobile phone? Suppose if you ask me, Swamiji, your mobile phone is very nice. Where you got? If I say, I had been to Arunachal Pradesh recently, there is one Parashurama Kund. Parashurama Kund means a place wherein Parshuramji did tapasya. To live there, he needs some drinking water. So he has created a source of drinking water. That is called Parashuram Kund. It's a beautiful place to go. From that Parashurama Kund, I got this mobile phone. From that spring called Parashurama Kund, I got this mobile phone. What you will say? Swamiji, there is a limit to bluff. How can a product which is put together intelligently and which is purposeful, which functions through certain laws, how can it be available from a spring? You will ask me. So similarly, Shankaracharya says, you just observe the product. The product called Srishti is something very, very grand. It is very, very grand. What are the grandness mentioned here by Shankaracharya? First grandness is Nama Rupabhyam Vyakrutasya. Nama Rupabhyam Vyakrutasya. It is full of variety. You take this earth itself, it is all-star hotel. All-star hotel. Simply hanging without any rope. So it is a well-designed universe. You cannot explain this complicated, orderly, useful universe as an accidental product, as a mechanical evolution, as a natural selection of species. Darwin says, natural selection of species. You cannot explain. So it must be caused and governed by an intelligent principle. Therefore, producer must be a conscious entity. Therefore, Nama Rupabhyam Vyakrutasya. So, this aspect of Srishti, what is the aspect of Srishti? It is full of variety and it is vast also. The modern scientists themselves say we have not understood 96 percentage. And they have one classification in that 96 percentage also. 23 percentage can be known in future. Balance percentage can never be known at any time of period. How you know? What a bluff you see. Only 4 percentage we knew. How you know 4 percentage? Unless you know what is 100 percentage. You yourself say you don't know 96 percentage. And in that 96 also, they have sub-classification. 23 is knowable in future. Balance are all never knowable. Very funny theory. So, you cannot even know what it is. Then where is the question of producing it? So, Nama Rupa Abhyam Vyakrutasya. Not only it is vast, it is minute also. Can you explain one microbe? One microbe. You cannot explain. You cannot exhaust. See, this corona, they thought we have found out vaccine for that. As even vaccine is given, the corona is changing its color and methodology of surviving. So, corona 2, corona 3 still is there. It is go on permutating. So, you cannot exhaust corona. One microbe you cannot study and say, I have studied completely about this microbe. So, where is the question of you or any other person creating that universe? So, Ghadasya Karta, Ghadajnaha, Patasya Karta, Patagnaha, Sarvasya Karta, Sarvajnaha. That Chetana Vastu must be a Sarvajnaha because Nama Rupa Abhyam Vyakrutasya. It is full of variety, vastness, subtlety. Then second reason is Aneka Kartru Bhoktru Sanyuktasya. The Srishti doesn't have only inert matters. The Srishti has living beings also. Living beings have experiences also. Certain experiences are considered as successful, pleasant, certain are considered as failure and unpleasant. The Srishti has countless jivas, 84 lakh species, which are subject to birth, life and death, which involve action and result of action. Karma and karma phalam is there. Janma mrityu, in between karma and karma phalam. So, you cannot explain what caused the birth of so and so particular species. So, every jiva has kartrutva buddhi, including an ant as I am the doer attitude. When it carries a food item, when it finds that it is overweight, it seems it is sending message to other fellows in the group. How the message is sent, you know? By secreting a particular smell. Once the smell is produced, all the fellows come and help this fellow. Because entire team doesn't go in search of food. There are some fellows who are sent as spy, go and search. That fellow will not have any route. He will be going this side, that side. But once he found, immediately the finder sends a message, I have found, please come. It is too heavy to carry. So that means what? He has the doership. And he has the bhoktrutvam also, enjoyership also. So, the Srishti, which has countless jivas, have karma and karma phalam, have kartrutva buddhi and bhoktrutva buddhi. The existence of countless jivas cannot be attributed as the creation of some jiva, because the jiva is inside the creation. Imagine the amount of intelligence involved in giving karma phalam to every jiva. What is the need for someone to give karma phalam, Swamiji? If you ask, all right, you decide karma phalam and see whether it comes to you or not. Everybody knows. Everybody knows the most sophisticated species in the creation called human being, his own decision doesn't give karma phalam as he desires. So, everyone has the experience. Here, Anubhava Pramana. What is the experience? What I like, I don't get. What I don't like, I get. So, who gives this? If you say you are the maker of your destiny, then why your life is in suffering? And whose life is not in suffering? Please tell. So, the very fact that everybody's life is suffering, everybody's expectation has disappointment and failures, that means what? You are not the authority to decide what is going to happen to you. And in fact, what action you are going to do next moment, you yourself don't know. If you want evidence, go to hospital. Ask the patient or relatives of the patient. Nalla irundar Swamiji. We have to rush him to hospital. He is in good condition, good health. Suddenly something happened. We have to rush to the hospital. You go to accident ward, what the patient will tell, or relative of the patient will tell. Nicely he was driving, Swamiji. What happened? We don't know. We are end up here. So you don't know what is going to happen in your life, nor you know what is going to happen in anybody's life, nor you can decide what is the result you are going to enjoy next moment. So, to handle all this, to handle karma and karma phalam of jiva require a supercomputer brain. The karma phalam depends upon intention of the karma also. What this fellow thought while doing, that also has to be taken into account while producing the result. What this fellow thought, that also has to be known by the producer of karma phalam. Certainly, not a jiva can be a karma phala dhata. So, the karma phala dhata must be sarvajna, one who knows others' thought process also. If there is no thought process involved, that intention portion should be left out. If it is instinct, then intention portion doesn't have any value. Tiger pounds upon a goat. It is an instinct. What is the intention? Food. So, only action should be given result. If it is perfect action, then result is there. If it is not a perfect action, the tiger is the loser. The gainer will be who? Goat. So, to give karma phalam for karta, to allow karma phalam for bhokta to enjoy. For many people, karma phalam is given, but permission for enjoyment is not given. Many rich people, everything is there, they can eat it, but no permission. BP, you cannot eat spice. Sugar, you cannot eat sweets. Cholesterol, you cannot eat fried things. All food items are there, but permission not given. The owner of the house who earned all these things, not allowed to enjoy. Only servants in the home or relatives in the home are enjoying. And in some houses, dogs are enjoying. Dog doesn't do any work to stay in AC room, to be the companion of a famous film star. What work it has done? Shastra says it has done, not now, in previous years. So you cannot explain the Srishti and life of a living being without explaining karma and karma phalam. So therefore, to handle the karma and karma phalam, there must be a Chetana Vastu. The Chetana Vastu cannot be ordinary Chetana Vastu like any other Jiva. It must be an extraordinary Chetana Vastu, Sarvajnaha. Second reason. Third reason is Prati Niyata Desha Kala Nimitta Kriya Phala Ashrayasya. Kriya Phala Ashrayasya. The Kriya Phalam, the Karma Phalam depends upon various factors. Specific factor. Every event in the creation is caused by various factors like time, space, cause, and specific reason like who is going to be affected, who is going to be benefited. Same karma phalam will be affecting some people, benefiting some people. What is that, Swamiji? Rain. Rain is an incident. You cannot say rain is an accident. Rain is an incident. It has lot of laws. That is why everybody says, grow trees, grow trees. Why people say grow tree? Where there is no tree, there is no possibility of rain. So, you cannot say rain as an accident. It is an incident. What is the meaning of accident, you know? An incident for which you don't know reason. An incident which you don't understand why it happened is called accident. So there is nothing called accident in the creation. Everything is incident. That is why the Srishti is called cosmos. It is not chaos. Cosmos means what? It's all governed by certain laws. And there are certain laws which are general, there are certain laws which are specific. So, there are countless events with specific purpose, and every jiva goes through the countless experiences in this creation. Countless jivas exist with countless experiences. Who manages all these? There is an earthquake. So many fellows die. All bulky walas die. But small infant child survives even after 5 days. There are so many incidents. Entire aeroplane busts out. One fellow comes out walking outside. That recent some 6 months before. Airbus accident. And that plane has dashed on a building wherein medical college students are sitting and eating in a canteen. See, they never traveled in the plane. So, it is okay, understandable, people dying who are inside the plane when the plane is burst out. Why these fellows should die? And the fellow who travels inside the plane comes out without any scratch. Have you seen that video? He jumps out and walks fastly and telling others, plane has crashed, everybody died, plane has crashed, everybody died. This fellow is left out from that accident. But it is incident. So earthquake, corrupt government. The leader of the corrupt government gets benefit. The subjects, the citizens are getting their karma phalam. Election. The leader of the corrupt political party gets lost because he has to give money to vote. The receivers are benefited on that day, particular day. Balance 5 years, he will handle them. But one day, these public handle that particular individual, a leader of the political party. People receive 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 like that, then vote for that person. That day is the day of loss for the political leader, day of gain for the voter. Then after 5 years, loss for the voter, gain for one incident. wars. In some fellow's mind, something enters. That fellow begins war. He is never affected by that war. He nicely stays because if he is affected, war will be over. Na? So the very fact the war continues years together. And people are suffering who are not connected at all. Mahabharata war was started by Duryodhana. But Duryodhana died last man. Before him, so many people died who are not connected with this incident at all. Why they died? Pratiniyat desha kala nimitta kriya phala ashrayasya. Mosquito biting. Gain for mosquito, loss of blood for individual in one angle. Okay. In another angle, papakshayam is the gain for you. Why mosquito should bite you only? And they have knowledge, they don't suck certain type of blood, it seems. B positive means they are very much B positive. They like it. So you sit in a place wherein mosquitoes are crowded, but you don't get mosquito biting, another fellow gets mosquito biting. Why? It's all governed. You cannot explain it as an accident. So karma phala dhata must be a sarvajna. Then fourth description of this srishti is manasapi achintya rachana rupasya. You cannot imagine what is in front of you as product. As I told, scientists, modern scientists accept only 4% we know. That means what? You are ignorant. When you don't know what is in front of you as product, where is the question of you are creating that? என்னன்னே தெரியாது. Where is the question of you are creating that? There is a beautiful life incident in the life of Einstein. Einstein, though modern scientist, he believed in God. So he accepted for his personal life God. Since he cannot prove it scientifically, so he won't preach God, but he has accepted God. This was observed by fellow scientists. What is this stupidity? He is a great scientist, but he accepts the God also. So they criticized him. Because in those days, rebelling against God is considered as the modernity, scientific approach, reasoning. Like in Tamil Nadu, denying existence of God is called Paguttariyuvadam, reasoning group. But most irrational group they are. So Einstein was criticized. One day Einstein wanted to put down all these arguments of criticism. So he has created a solar system, prototype of solar system. Mechanically running prototype of solar system. You might have seen in the lab. Then he invited his friends. Many friends who happened to be the scientists came there. Then as even they entered the house, they saw at first sight this prototype of solar system. Arey, what a wonderful product you have made. Because so far they are explaining the solar system with the diagrams and the theory like that. He has now made a prototype. Who has done this? Then Einstein told, I don't know. From my sleep, when I got up, I found this is here. How it is possible? So how you say it has come automatically without anybody manufacturing? And it is a mechanism. How mechanism can exist without a mechanic? Then Einstein told, see, it's an ordinary prototype toy. You need a maker for this toy, but you don't need a maker for the original Srishti. What is this? Beautiful argument. For a toy, you need a maker. For Srishti, you don't need a maker. What nonsense it is. So observe the product which happened to be Manasapi Achintya Rachana Vaibhavasya. It is impossible even to understand the complexity, vastness, orderliness, utility and orders, laws and rules governing this Srishti. There are various types of universal orders. In basics of Vedanta, I have hinted those orders. There are various universal orders. You cannot even imagine where is the question of writing, and where is the question of maintaining, and where is the question of checking whether it is working or not. So, what are all the orders? Cosmic order, vast space, galaxies, billions of stars, Milky Way. Each star is a sun, has a system of planets. Each planet has minerals. Each minerals has composition distinct from each other. And each atom has proton, neutron, electron. And each subatomic particle has some other thing. This is called cosmic order. And everything is predicted. What will happen after 50 years, after 120 years? Now scientists are predicting how. Direction of a comet is predicted. Now and then they tell it is going to hit the earth when 1 lakh years afterwards. 1 lakh years afterwards, who is there, who is not? There are so many comets flying in the space and trying to hit the earth. They predict. Ultimately, the prediction goes wrong way. Then they say it has taken the diversion. Why the prediction of comet hitting? Even rain prediction. It's a beautiful statement, you know. There may be heavy rain with lightning or without lightning. And there may be a medium rain or there may be no rain also. What prediction it is? But இடியுடன் கூடிய மழையோ இடி இல்லாத மழையோ மிதமான மழையோ வாய்ப்பிருக்கிறது. What prediction? All your predictions are good for nothing. But you predict. How you predict? Please tell. How you predict? It should have a certain rhythm of functioning. Unless it has a rhythm of functioning, how you predict? How you predict what is the time? 24 hours, 365 days. How you predict? Please tell. There's a rhythm. One day in Earth, maybe one moment in some other planet. Of course, that prediction goes wrong. That is different. But you predict now. And in all medical sciences are prediction only. So, biological order. Flora, fauna, billions of living beings. Each living being has a unique pattern, unique color, unique height, unique eyes, unique nose. See, everybody has eyes and nose. But none can match with another one. Everything is unique. And there is a connecting principle, certain principles are connected between the living beings. The medicine which works with rat works with human being. The medicine which works with monkey works with human being. How? So there is a physical connection between these species. And human body you take, it is super tech creation. Nobody can create this human body. Even changing spare part create lot of expenditure. Changing spare part involves lot of expenditure. And human kidney is a miracle. It's a chemical complex. And liver, again, chemical complex. Skin, thermostat, air conditioner. It maintains air conditioning, you know. Heart, tenacious pump, never stops functioning. 100 years. And it cannot function slowly also, fastly also. Same rhythm it has to function. And brain. What a spare part called brain. Though many people don't use it, Bhagavan has given none. And even ant has a brain. Human being also has a brain. And elephant also has a brain. Elephant brain is very huge. 4 times of human brain. Therefore, its memory power is very huge. It can have route maps of 30 years, 40 years of journey. Lungs, one doctor told, So much of layers are there in the lung. You spread, it will be vast like a tennis court and having lot of filters. So it filters all the air pollution. 96,000 kilometers of pipe is folded and kept inside the human body as veins. Veins in the human body and stretch it. How much distance it can go, 96,000 kilometers. For your imagination, Kanyakumari to Kashmir, 3,500 kilometers. Like that, how many rounds you can cover? 30, 35 times you can cover whole India by the vein, 1% vein, and without leakage also. The pipe for 96,000 kilometers should not leak in one place. And it is folded and twisted and treated like anything, but that should not leak. That is called vein. So, entire biological order is something miracle. Then physiological order. Idli becomes muscle. Chapatis and parotas have become flesh and blood. In body, electrochemistry is there, remote control technology is there. Do you say this is an accidental one? And psychological order. For certain species, there is no idea of what is appropriate or inappropriate, what is right or wrong. For certain species, lot of ideas are there. Awareness is there. Then cognitive order, epistemology it is called. See, each order gives birth to one logy, one department of science. Cosmic order gives birth to cosmology, astronomy, astrology. Biological order gives birth to varieties of department of sciences, medical sciences. All types of medical sciences are dependent upon biological order. And pathological order, physiological order, psychological order. Then epistemology, intellectual order, cognitive order. Power to know wrongly, power to know rightly, power to get confusion, power to get clarification. Nothing is there with our pet dog or cat. Why it is with human being? And all these orders are governed by certain rules called Kala Tattvam, Karma Niyati. Karma Niyati handles. Why rain comes in certain place? Why rain doesn't come in certain place? Why rivers flow in certain place? Why rivers don't flow in certain place? Tamil Nadu, you don't have a river. But actually Tamil Nadu had 124 rivers. All the rivers are dried up. Only one river which did not dry, Tamil Nadu doesn't get water from that river, Kaveri. All other states are having lot of rivers, water, except Tamil Nadu. But still, agriculture is happening in Tamil Nadu. How? Underground water, well water, bore water, whatever. So why you are born in that place? Why you cannot adjust in another place and climate and food system? Same potato, you eat in Tamil Nadu, you get gastric trouble. You go and eat in West Bengal, you don't have any trouble. Why? Potato differs from place to place. Those people who eat daily potato don't get sugar. A fellow doesn't eat potato at all has sugar. Bulky man doesn't have cholesterol problem. Thin man has cholesterol problem. Child has BP. BP is connected with stress and other things. What stress the child will have? But it has BP. So, as Shankaracharya says, it's all governed by Kala Tattvam and Karma Niyati. Therefore, you cannot wish away Ishvara's presence. Sarvajna's presence cannot be denied just by observing the product. The product with all complexity, vastness and subtlety. So this is the argument given by Shankaracharya to support the Vedantic revelation, not to reveal Ishvara, to support the revelation of Vedanta, which reveals Ishvara, Bhagavan Shankaracharya gives, yes, what the revelation is right. And your own experience is the proof, Anubhava Pramanam. So you don't command all shots in your life. There are certain moments you have to accept your failure. And in fact, there are many moments only accepting the So, tapasa chiyate brahma. This one statement, how much explanation is this? This is the grandness of our elders. They won't take any revelation of Vedanta Shastram for granted. So, tapasa chiyate brahma. Through visualization, Brahma, that is Akhanda Vastu, Ishvaraha, has manifested this creation. And there is a process of manifestation. Like a seed manifests as a tree in 4 stages. First, the seed bloats, then it sprouts, then it becomes a sapling, then it becomes a tree. All happen keeping Kala Tattvam as a main factor. Understood? Similarly, there is an instrument of Srishti in the hands of the Brahma Akhanda Vastu. What is that instrument of Srishti? Maya. Maya, Prakriti, Trigunatmika. That instrument of Srishti is inner, but the instrument of Srishti is handled by someone who is Chetana Vastu. Now you understand? More detail we will see in the next class. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.
पशूनां पतिं पापनाशं परेशं गजेन्द्रस्य कृत्तिं वसानं वरेण्यं पशूनां